Hello, you absolute legends. Welcome back to the channel. It's John here. We're coming up to December, nearly Christmas. What do we got? We got 2 weeks until Christmas. And it's a bit of a strange video today, in that it's something I've not talked about on the channel recently, and it's an unusual piece of content. And it might just be amusing. It might just be me having a chat. I'm sorry that there's been a lack of content the past few weeks. I've not been very well. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll know that I've spent sort of 9 days in bed with the flu, and I'm still not 100%. So I might cough and splutter during this video. But I've got myself a drink here with me whilst we record this. And it's about my smart car, and it's bad news about my smart car in that, well, it's gone bang. I wanted to start the video by showing you this photograph, which was taken a few days ago, on the back of a low loader. As you can see, my poor little Smart 450. It's a 2004 plate. And if you haven't watched the video yet, there is a video on my YouTube channel, which is I bought a first generation smart car. My Smart ForTwo 450 700cc walk around, and here it is. There's the car, and it cost me 700 quid 3 or 4 years ago. And it's been a wonderful little workhorse for me. And actually, I bought it to trash it. I bought it to commute in. I commute 100 miles a day to work. And when I bought it, it had got 40 something thousand miles on the clock. It's now got 77,000 miles on the clock. And Sunday just gone, I was going to look at a car. I was going to look at a Proton, actually, in Loughborough, about 70 miles away from me. And on the A47, on the way there, about 3 or 4 miles away from Loughborough, the car started shuddering. It started misfiring. So I pulled into a service station to see what was going on. And the engine was red hot. And I thought, okay, I needed a little bit of oil. So I put a couple of litres of oil in, which I'd kept in the boot, and carried on my way. And the car was still misfiring, but it was not to the point of where it was dangerous. So I go and look at my Proton, and fix a deal on that. So that's a good news. And then I thought, right, what am I going to do about this smart car? Can I limp it home 60 miles? And in hindsight, was a terrible idea. I got about 2 miles away from home, and the car literally just gave up the ghost. There was a pop and a bang, and it stopped at the side of the road. So I had to be recovered. Big shout out to Wakefield Autos, who brought me home. And actually, this guy here, Gary, has already brought me home before when I had a puncture. I had a massive blowout, and it bent the alloy. We couldn't get it home any other way. So and he remembered the car. Anyway, so this video is a bit of amusing because I've done some initial checks on the car, me and Dad, and effectively a misfire in cylinder 3 is what's caused the problem. So the car has got had a misfire in cylinder 3, and that has caused major drama in the long run. So we've done a little bit of diagnostics, and the turbo is cracked. All the engine valves have burnt. I've got zero compression in cylinder 3, reduced compression in cylinder 2. Cylinder 1 is okay, which points towards the head gasket being blown as well, which it is. The head gasket is trashed. Piston rings all need replacing. It's a whole engine rebuild, if I'm honest. And because it's got so hot, me driving it on the misfire, whilst limping it home, it's still got hot. It's melted the catalytic converter down, which was new recently, which is annoying. So I put a thing out on Twitter. I've had loads of people say, "Oh, you need to get rid of it. You need to scrap it," or "Oh, you can rebuild the engines," which you can. You can get engine rebuild kits, or you can put a Hayabusa engine in or something similar. I'm not going to put a motorbike engine in the car, but it did give me a little bit of a dilemma. What am I going to do with the car? And I'll just let this video play in the background so you can see it. Um, I've done some initial research. You can buy engine rebuild kits. There are different companies that do them, and they do different levels of engine rebuild kits. You've got the lucky kit, you've got the not so lucky kit, which comes with piston rings and bits and pieces. You've got the prudent mechanic kit, which is bearing shells at the same time, for the conrods and all that sort of stuff. You've got the it could be worse kit, and then you've got the old dear kit. That kit for my model uh, is 870 quid, which is more than what I paid for the car. Um, and this gets you piston rings, uh, main bearing shells, big end, crankshaft door seal, conrod, head gasket and seal kit, head bolts, exhaust valves, inlet valves, oil pump, oil chain, timing kit, and loads of bits and pieces as well. And that's one option. Pay the 800 quid, rebuild the engine, and fingers crossed that everything's okay. But my turbo's also gone, so I need a new turbo. And a Smart ForTwo turbocharger used, not these ones, not the 99 quid ones, because they're for a diesel and they're terrible. A used one on eBay, 80 quid, 160 quid. This is from Smart Ass. I would assume that they are a smart car breaker, but 96% positive feedback, 170 quid. So we're starting to get to £1,000. Then another catalytic converter, they're 90 quid. Um, I'm having the debate with myself, but it is a good little car, and um, I think I'm going to try and fix it. Is the honest answer. The car cost me 700 quid. That's what I paid for it in 2019, and I've spent probably 500 quid on it the past few years, keeping it on the road. We've had new tyres, it's had new front wheel bearings, it's had a new catalytic converter, it's had new bits and pieces, just to make it my own. And I do thrash it. I do drive 100 miles a day, sometimes on dual carriageways at 70 miles an hour, on the way home in the cold, the snow, the sun, the heat. It gets used and abused. So it probably has cost me over the years, all in £1,700. Um, and then to throw another £1,000, £1,200 at it to repair it. Many people would think I'm bonkers, but I've looked on Facebook Marketplace, I've looked on Gumtree, I've looked on eBay, and if you were to look at a Smart ForTwo, I'm looking at Protons and hot tubs as well. But if you were to look at Smart ForTwos, uh, a used one with 100,000 miles on the clock, £1,200. Well, that's going to need an engine rebuild. It is. That's the way that they are. So I'm going to have to spend another £800 rebuilding this one for it to be half decent. I've got one here, £2.5 grand. This is a more modern one. It's on 81,000 miles. But even then, a half decent one that's going to need an engine rebuild, 56,000 miles. They say they need engine rebuilds if they've not been looked after properly, between 60 and 80,000 miles. That is what they say, and it's true for these things. So I'm going to have to spend another £1,000 on this one potentially to rebuild the engine. So that's £2.5 grand. I don't know. I'm at a loss, is the honest answer. And I'm throwing it out to you guys. I have thrown it out to Twitter. I've had some abuse from a lot of people saying it's uneconomical. Why don't you spend your money on something good? You're crazy. I've had genuine abuse in my DMs. Say you should spend your money on something better. People are acting like it's their money I'm spending. It's not. It's mine. So I made this little meme. There's Will Smith. Look, where did all your money go? Well, it's gone here at the moment. I'm going to keep you updated, and if you want to follow the progress, I'm going to do some content where we look at the engine. We are going to look at the damage. We're going to look at the turbo. We're going to look at the cat. But I wanted to give you an update, basically, as to what's happened to the car, and just have a genuine consideration of where to go next. And I do need to consider it, but I think I've made my mind up. In that we're going to try and fix it without the motorbike engine. Anyway, let me know what you would do. Let me know, have you been in this situation? Have you rebuilt a smart car engine? Maybe you've got a engine for sale, because that's another option. There's people out there that do remanufactured engines for 900 quid. But you have to give them your old engine, and then I'm going to have to drive down to Southport, Southampton, to swap my engine over, and it's going to end up costing the same amount of money if I was to rebuild mine. Labour charges is not an issue. Dad is a mechanic, so he can do that, or we can do that together. And yeah, I'm genuinely just putting this video out as a little bit of a different question as to what do you think I should do, and have a genuine conversation, I suppose, about, is it economical? Shall we do it? Am I crazy enough to do it? Would you like to see the content? And just have a genuine chat about what's actually happened to the car, because my channel is all about, hey, I've bought this car. Look at this, isn't it awesome? And actually, this is the downside of car maintenance and ownership, isn't it? Sometimes they go wrong, and I want to be open and honest and say, actually, the smart car is kaput. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video. It has been a little bit different. If you do, please like and subscribe. We're over the 1,000 subscribers mark now. We've got loads more content up and coming. I won't lie, I've been far too poorly to film videos. And YouTube has been the furthest thing from my mind, especially because I'm back to work now as well. And it's been quite cold. I don't want to get out and about there and make myself more poorly. We've got some videos coming up. We've got some Proton videos coming up. We've got an MR2 video coming up. That's all going to be in the new year. Please like and subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you haven't. And follow me on Twitter as well. I'm on TikTok's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. It's John Coupland, JONCOUPLAND, all one word. Here you are. If you see this picture of me and my beautiful wife, then you're in the right place. But let me know in the comments. I look forward to it. Thanks for watching the video. Until next time, take care.